Welcome to Finance with Avery. In this video, I want to give you a deep dive, detailed review and overview of the CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account, which is a high yield savings account. So if you see the acronym HYSA, that stands for high yield savings account, and this account is a high yield savings account. And before I jump into the video, I want to let you know that the video is divided and organized into chapters. So if you want to skip to a certain section and go back and forth, that's totally fine. You'll see it below in the video of the main features, and then also the APY and interest rate, deposits and withdrawals, fees and limits, and also about CIT Bank and more information on it, the history of it and other accounts. And also, if you like the video and videos like this, make sure you hit like down below and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if you are already subscribed, I wanted to say thank you. If you're going to subscribe, thank you as well. If you hit the like, thank you, all that, thank you. I am a customer of CIT Bank. I'm not getting paid for this video or anything like that. I'm just a regular customer like you may be, or like you may be thinking about being. All right, so let's jump into the video right here. The CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account. So you see right there, right up front, they want to let you know that APY annual percentage yield is 5.05%. And that is definitely on the higher end for savings accounts for sure. And I'm going to go into more detail about that APY and interest and everything and how it's compounded in that section of the video. But as you see, one of the main stipulations with it is that 5.05% is on balances of $5,000 or more. So if you have a balance under $5,000, you would not be getting that 5.05% APY. And as you see down on the fine print, if you have a balance under $5,000, your APY is going to be 0.25% with this Platinum Savings account. So definitely a big difference from that 5.05%. However, I'm going to tell you about another account that CIT Bank has later in the video in that section about CIT Bank if you have a balance under $5,000, but you want a high yield savings account with CIT Bank. But with this video, I'm focusing on their highest yielding savings account, which is this Platinum Savings account. So $5,000 or more in the account is going to get you that APY of 5.05%. Very nice. With a high yield savings account, you want to have a high yield. Definitely. That's one of the main features of a high yield savings account. That's what separates a high yield savings account from a regular savings account, is that high yield part. And definitely this account fits that bill with that 5.05% APY. So now other features that this account has, and other main features with this account, there's daily compounding interest to maximize your earnings potential. So with daily compounding interest, that is the highest frequency of compounding interest for high yield savings accounts, because you have other accounts that compound interest monthly or semi-annually or quarterly or things like that. This account is compounding interest daily. So it's going to get the most interest out of this account with the amount of money you have in it. Of course, the more money you have in the account, the more interest you're going to get. And compounding daily interest versus monthly interest is a slight difference. You really notice it the longer it goes on and with greater balances. So it is something that sticks out. Not a super big thing right there, but it is something that can stick out and make a difference depending on how long you have the interest compounding and also how much money is compounding that interest. So that is another feature right there that sticks out with CIT Bank. And also with this account, there is no account opening or maintenance fees. So there's no kind of monthly maintenance fee with this account, no fee for opening it, nothing like that. You don't have to have a little $2, $3, $5, something like that fee coming out every month just to have the account open. No account opening or maintenance fees, none of that. And also very important, this account is FDIC insured. So that's that Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation right there. It's an independent agency created by Congress during the Great Depression to instill faith and confidence in the banking system. And typically with FDIC insurance, they cover your balance up to $250,000. If something goes wrong with the bank or something like that, they go under, bankrupt, anything like that, the FDIC steps in and makes you whole, gets your money back to you. So with this CIT Bank Platinum Savings account, that is FDIC insured up to that $250,000. Very important, FDIC insurance. That's something you want to make sure your account has for sure, and this account does have it. And with CIT Bank, they are a division of First Citizens Bank, and I'll go into more detail about that in the history section of the video, but they wanted to let you know with that FDIC insurance that First Citizens Bank and Trust Company is a member of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, which means your deposits are insured up to $250,000 per depositor for each account ownership category. Deposits held under the names of First Citizens Bank and Trust Company and all banks which are a division of FCB are not separately insured. Deposits from each of these banks must be combined for purposes of determining whether a depositor has exceeded the federal insurance deposit limit. So that's letting you know if you have accounts at other banks that are under that First Citizens Bank and Trust Company, that balance is going to go towards the balance of your FDIC insurance. So if you have, $200,000 there, $200,000 here with CIT Bank, then that's pretty much meeting that cap of $250,000. That's not to say that you can't have those balances in those accounts. They're just letting you know that that's going to be included of your FDIC insurance up to $250,000. So in that scenario of having a $200,000 account with another bank that's under that First Citizens Bank and Trust Company, and then having a $200,000 account with CIT Bank, which is also under the First Citizens Bank and Trust Company, that's going to go over your FDIC insurance limit of $250,000. So letting you know that other amount is not going to be FDIC insured. But yeah, with this Platinum Savings Account, CIT Bank, it is part of that FDIC insurance with CIT Bank and First Citizens Bank and Trust Company. So you are insured up to $250,000 as noted in the statement that I just went over right there. Another main feature they have highlighted on their account is that you can deposit checks remotely and make transfers with the CIT Bank mobile app. And their mobile app has improved recently. A few months ago or so, they had an update on it, and it is nice. It's definitely improved. And there's different features you could do within the app, basically, that you don't even have to, sign on to a website computer to do things, moving money around. And we'll get to that section with transfers and things like that. And one thing they want to know is that you can deposit checks with the mobile app. Just taking a picture of the front and the back of the check, and they have the instructions on the app of how to do that and anything you may need to write on the check, and then you can submit it and get it deposited into your account. So yes, with this account, you can deposit checks remotely and make transfers with the CIT Bank mobile app. All right, now let's get into some details about the APY for the Platinum Savings Account and the interest, how it's compounded with some examples. You see it on the screen right there, that nice 5.05% APY annual percentage yield. It is a nice one, definitely on the high end for savings accounts because the national average on a savings account is a mere 0.57%. Yeah. 0.57%. So that is definitely low compared to a high yield savings account like the CIT Bank. Definitely a better place for money to be at, working for you, generating interest, passive income. So yeah, definitely on the higher end for savings accounts in general and for high yield savings accounts. And I do videos of the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY every other month or so. And CIT Bank with the Platinum Savings Account at 5.05%, they made the list. I believe this account was at number 10 or tied at number 10 or somewhere around there. It might have been a runner up, I think, before, but yeah, it made the list with that nice 5.05% APY. And of course, like I say in those videos, having a high APY isn't the only reason to select the account. That wouldn't be for me. Like I wouldn't just say I'm going with the highest APY available. I don't care where it's at, what the features they have or anything like that. No, there's got to be other things about the account that I like, the bank itself, different things like that. So I make those lists just kind of as a way to, show where are the APYs at, where are they headed. I even talk about some of the accounts that have recently lowered their APYs. This CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account at 5.05%, it's been at that APY for months now, and it hasn't changed much at all. So yeah, it's just stayed at that 5.05%, which is very nice and very important right here with the interest on the CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account. The interest earned is on the entire daily balance. So even though you had to have that at least $5,000 or more to get that 5.05%, it's not going to break it up in tiers when it's calculating that interest. It's breaking it up in tiers, as you see right here, for the actual APY you get. So if it's under $5,000, it's just going to be that 0.25% APY. But $5,000 or more, you get 5.05% APY on the entire balance. And also important about their interest in APY, like pretty much all savings accounts and APYs, that APY is variable, which means it is subject to change. It could change next month, next week, next year. It can go up or down. And when I say change, it can go up or down. That 5.05% APY can go up to 5.10, 5.15, or go down to 4.9, 4.8 at any time. So that's something you're not signing any kind of contract and locking in that APY for any certain amount of time with high yield savings accounts. And the same thing goes for the CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account. That APY is variable and subject to change. And with that APY, how is the interest compounded on this Platinum Savings Account? Now, the interest is compounded daily at the interest rate in effect for your end of day balance using the daily balance method. Interest earnings are credited to the account monthly. Now, I talked about interest compounding daily versus monthly during the main features section of the video, and this account does compound interest daily, which is better than monthly, which means your interest is going to be compounding more frequently. And you really notice it when your balance is higher and when it goes on for a long time. The amount of difference between an account compounding daily versus monthly, like I said, is kind of negligible. It's not that much of an amount. It's a little noticeable, but the more money you have in the account, it becomes more noticeable. And the longer it goes on, it becomes more noticeable. And with that video I make every other month or so about the high yield savings accounts ranked by APY, I talk about in those videos which accounts compound daily and which accounts compound monthly and quarterly, different things like that, because that is something you may want to take into consideration when choosing a high yield savings account. So you got this account compounding daily, and they pay out the interest monthly to your savings account. So that interest is going to show up in your Platinum savings account with CIT Bank every month, and it's just going to compound, because if you let the money sit there and you don't touch it, or even if you add more money to it, that's going to be more interest you're going to get every month. And if you just set $20,000 in this account, we'll say for 1 year, and we'll just say the APY stayed at 5.05%, just to make it simple calculation, then you're going to see that interest in that money compound. So under this calculation, for example, this is from the calculator site website, and so I have the 5.05% APY on $20,000. So after a year at 5.05%, the total interest earned on that is going to be $1,010. So that's just passive income coming in. You're not having to work for that. Your money's just sitting there in the account and you're getting paid that interest. That's the total for 1 year. So let me show you the breakdown of this every month, so you see what I mean by compound interest and how the interest is going to be more and more each month if you don't take money out of the account. So you see right here, the first month of interest on that $20,000 at 5.05% is $82.28 worth of interest right there. So you're going to see that amount come back into your account. Every month it's going to be paid out. So you're going to get that amount into your account that next month. And then the next month, you see the interest goes up a little bit, $82.62. Okay, that's more than previous. Next month, $82.96. More than the previous month. Next month, we're going up some more, $83.30. And if you see the breakdown there, you see it's more and more each month. And so all the way towards the end of that month, you see month 11, month 12, $86.08. So yeah, you may see that and go, oh, that's only a couple dollars or whatever, but that's compound interest. That's more and more interest every month with you not even really doing anything. Now, if you want to really accelerate that, you can add more money into this account, monthly. We'll say you're going to add $200 monthly into this account. Okay, so now you're adding in that $200 monthly to this account. So of course, you're going to have more money in the account with the additional deposits. So you got that $20,000 balance initially, and you have $2,400 in additional deposits. Well, that total interest earned at a year at 5.05%, it's not going to be $1,010 like it was previously when you weren't putting in extra money every month. It's going to be about $1,065.06 because you're going to have more money to earn interest on with the additional deposits you were making every month. So, and that's more compound interest. So you see every month right here, the interest going up. You see at the end of that 12 month previously, it was like $86 or something like that. Now it's $95 in that 12th month. Starts out at 82, goes up gradually, compounding. So that is an example right there, broken down by month. And CIT Bank has a savings calculator on their website as well. Right here, they have the definition for APY on CIT Bank. APY is a percentage expression of the amount of compound interest an account earns in a year. The calculation is based on the account's interest rate and the frequency with which that interest is compounded. Examples daily or monthly. They state a savings account with the highest APY grows faster than an account with a lower yield. And of course, with compound interest, the compound interest is the interest that accrues on both the principal you have deposited and the accumulated interest from previous periods. Interest on CIT Bank accounts is compounded daily and credited monthly. So yeah, like I was saying, you got the interest compounding on that initial deposit you made, any additional money you put in, and the interest compounding on interest that was previously earned itself. So you have interest just piling on top of what's in the account completely. So that is great. And also with the APY effect on closing the account, if you close your account before interest is credited, any accrued interest will be paid on the date the account is closed. So that's some information on their APY and interest rate, which they say is one of the nation's top rates and 10 times the national average. And with the national average, you're going to get different amounts of kind of depending on which source you go to. For example, I've Googled it here, the national average, you see that 0.57%, 0.47%, 0.46%. Just that kind of depends on what data they've collected, when is the last time they collected the data, and so on and so on. But that national average is low for savings accounts, like under 1% definitely. And for high yield savings account, the average is around 3-4%. So you're getting definitely a high yield with this Platinum savings account at CIT Bank. Now, speaking of money coming into the account, let's go over deposits and withdrawals, how to add money to this savings account and how to take money from this savings account. So how do you fund this savings account with CIT Bank? There are several ways to fund your account. The easiest and most common way that people are going to be funding this account is going to be through the electronic fund transfer. Very easy, simple way. There's no fee associated with this. This is free. And they state the easiest way to fund your account is to transfer funds electronically from your other bank accounts to CIT Bank. And they state their application process will walk you through this in a few simple steps. All you need is the information on a bank check from the institution holding your account. So basically, you're just going to need the routing number and the account number. And they're going to have to verify it, of course. Sometimes they'll do like a little micro deposits where they'll enter a certain amount into those accounts and then have you verify it to make sure you have access to those accounts. The banks verify other institutions in different ways just to make sure you are the actual owner of that account. And they state that funds may take up to 2 business days to be deposited to your account. So once you set up that external account with CIT Bank and then start moving money over, that's going to take about 2 business days for the money to be deposited into your account. So that's the easiest way to fund your account is through an electronic funds transfer. That's through the ACH, the automatic clearinghouse, and you can do that back and forth. So you can add funds to your account that way, and you can withdraw funds from your account that way as well. So you can add funds from, another bank, Ally, SoFi, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Citibank, different, whatever other banks accounts you have. You could transfer funds from that account to the CIT Bank Platinum Savings account and vice versa. Withdraw funds from the CIT Bank Platinum Savings account and take them to another bank account, savings or checking at another bank. Now, another way to fund this account is by check. If you want to fund your account by check, physical check, you can mail your check to CIT Bank, and there is the address right there. I never deposited a physical check in the mail this way, but I'm pretty sure you want to add some information about your actual account on the check, itself, like attention account number or something like that to CIT Bank, but they have it right there where you would mail your check to. And also they have mobile check deposit. So I have used this feature before where you could take a picture of the check front and back, and typically they have you write something like for deposit only at CIT Bank or whatever bank it is, and you submit that to the account through the mobile app, and you could deposit a check that way. So this account does have mobile check deposit. So you can deposit a check by taking a picture of it with your smartphone. And also you can do a wire transfer to this account. So if you prefer to wire money to your account, they have the instructions below that you would follow. And they have the information you have, the bank name, bank address, the routing transit number, account number, all that stuff right there. So you would just follow the process for a wire transfer. All right, so accessing the funds in your account, withdrawing. How do you do that? So there are several ways you can do that as well. So you can easily access your funds in your account through these options below right here. And like I stated, with funding your account, you can do an electronic transfer through the ACH. So electronic banking transfer through the automated clearinghouse between your savings account. This says savings builder, but this goes for the platinum savings as well. So between your platinum savings account and an account at another bank. So you can withdraw money from this platinum savings account at CIT Bank and transfer it to a savings account at another bank, or a checking account at another bank, or a CD at another bank, or at another account with CIT Bank. You can transfer it to your checking account at CIT Bank if you have that. So there are multiple ways you can withdraw money from your savings account to another bank account, whether it be with CIT Bank or with a totally separate bank, at wherever else you bank at. And also you can do an outgoing wire transfer, but they state there's a $10 fee for accounts with balances under $25,000. And also you can get a check mailed to you by calling CIT Bank, and they state that this process is free. So if you want the check made out to you to get funds from your account, you have that option as well. And this part does not pertain to the Platinum Savings account with the limits and everything, and I'll go over that with the limit section. But since we're already right here, there are an unlimited number of transactions per month with the Platinum Savings account at CIT Bank. So you can move money from this account to another account, vice versa, from another account to this account multiple times throughout the month. There's no limit on that. You can move money around as much as you want. Now, of course, it's not going to be instantaneously, a couple business days here and there, but that is a process you can do with no kind of limitations. There is an unlimited number of transactions per month with this account. And with accessing the interest earned to your account, you can allow the interest to remain in your savings account and compound daily if you want to do that. Like I was telling you, that's a good way to earn more money each month. Just let the interest compound, let it sit in your account, and then earn more interest on that interest in the principal and any additional deposits. Or you can withdraw that money as well. The same way you move money around that's in your account, through the electronic transfers or wire transfers or getting a check mailed to you, different things like that. That interest that's deposited into your account is yours. So it goes towards the balance in your account. So that $10,000 or whatever you have in there initially, when it gets the interest earned, the 40 something dollars on that or so on and so forth, That's money that's going to be just on the balance. It's not going to be like separate, like, hey, this is interest. You can't, withdraw from this or anything like that. It's going to be part of the balance. So you can withdraw and transfer from it to it and everything like that. All right, now that we've gone over deposits and withdrawals, let's go over fees and limits. And it states right here, CIT Bank is your partner in savings. There are no account opening or monthly service fees for savings, money market, or CD accounts. There may be fees associated with certain activities. The schedule of fees can be found on the forms and documents page of the website. So I have that pulled up and let's go over to it. So here is the CIT Bank schedule of fees. So for the savings account, like I stated, no monthly service fee, 0. Online transfers, ACH, transferring from this account to another account or from another account to this account, there's no fee on the part of CIT Bank. Now, other banks may charge that. I haven't seen that personally. And I know some accounts in some banks, they like to say that specifically, we don't charge, but check with other banks, they may. And that is a possibility. I have never dealt with a bank that's charged for an electronic transfer, ACH transfer, but that's something to keep in mind. Maybe the other bank you deal with does. Banks, I've dealt with several banks and I haven't had that issue, but just to keep that in mind. CIT themselves, though, they do not charge a fee for that. And they also, for mailing a check from the bank, like if you wanted to get your money withdrawn that way, they don't charge a fee for that, 0. For overdraft insufficient fees, savings account, 0, no fee for that. Incoming wire transfer, if you got a wire transfer coming from elsewhere, you sold a house, getting money from that somewhere, another account, something like that, you get that money transferred to that Platinum Savings account at CIT Bank, there's no fee with CIT Bank. Return deposit item, 0 for that as well. Now, for outgoing wire transfers, it is free for accounts with the current balance of $25,000 or more. Now, for accounts with less than $25,000, there's a $10 fee per wire transfer. Now, those are some of the fees right there for activities. As you see, not many fees right there with several activities with the account. And overall, for a savings account, for most people, they're just going to be having money sit there, adding money to it. And there's no fees associated with that, even transferring money from it, withdrawing money from it, incoming wire transfers, things like that. No fees for that. So definitely a pretty much no fee type of account overall. And you could, of course, download this if you wanted to. It's pretty much the same thing, just looks a little bit different, the fee schedule. Now, limits. This is the fees and limits section. So we're going to go over limits. I've talked about transaction limits. There's an unlimited number of transactions per month. So there's no kind of limit on that. You do have some accounts out there that have like you can only withdraw 6 times or transfer, 6 times or 5 times, something like that. Some kind of limitation. There's no limit on the transactions with this Platinum Savings account. Now, with that outgoing wire transfer, there is a minimum of $1,000 for that. So that is somewhat of a limit right there, minimum of $1,000 for that, for domestic only outgoing wire transfer. And for online transfers, which is pretty much the main way a lot of people are going to be transferring money to and from this account, CIT Bank states that for security reasons, your ability to transfer funds using online and mobile banking services may be subject to limitations on the frequency or dollar amount of permitted transfers. And CIT Bank reserves the right to modify these limits from time to time. So they don't give an exact limit right there on anything or how often they may adjust this or anything like that. They just say that, hey, there may be limits. Nothing really sticks out. I haven't hit or bumped up against any limits yet. But so just letting you know, I haven't had an issue with limits, but I haven't been transferring like tens of thousands or millions of dollars or anything like that. It's been thousands here and there, hundreds here and there. No limits I've hit with that. But just to let you know, that is what they state for their transaction limits for online transfers. Now, bill pay, that's going to be for only money market and e-checking accounts. So that doesn't pertain to this account. And also with Zelle, that doesn't pertain to this account. With Zelle, I thought it might be pertaining to the Platinum Savings account, but I tried to do it with my accounts with CIT Bank, and I only have a Platinum Savings account with them and a CD with them. And for me, it stated that you do not have qualifying accounts for Zelle. Please contact us for further steps. So Zelle, I guess, is only for like their money market and e-checking accounts as well, and maybe some other accounts, but not for the Platinum Savings account. And for mobile check deposits, the deposit limits are $10,000 per day and $30,000 during a 5-day period. And so if you deposit a check greater than $10,000, typically what banks do is that they'll deposit a certain amount on one day and then the rest of the amount the later day to basically get around that limit where you'll still be able to deposit a check greater than their deposit limit, but it won't all be deposited in your account in one day. All right, so opening up an account with CIT Bank. Very easy process. They state you can open an account in about 5 minutes. And I've done it myself. It is a very simple, easy process. Does not take long, just a few minutes. Right here, step number 1, they state that you need to enter your info. And they state that you'll need to provide information such as your address, phone, email, and social security number. And right here, they also, as you can see, the complete steps, they say have the following information handy. And the following information they want you to have is your social security number, driver's license, or other valid state identification, a check or your bank routing and account numbers from the account you'll be using to fund your new CIT Bank account, and also the names and personal details, social security number, valid ID of any joint account holders and or designated beneficiaries. So if you're going to have a joint account holder, have their information near you. You don't have to have a joint account holder. You could just have your name on this account, single account, but you can add beneficiaries to it. So have their information. You can do that when you open up your account throughout that process, or you can do it later on after you already opened your account. So that's step number one process, pretty normal standard for opening up a bank account. They want to know some information about you. And then number two, for this account, you have to fund your account. So there is a minimum of $100 to open this account, and you can transfer funds with electronic transfer, mail-in check, or wire. So with funding your account, very simple process. You're just going to transfer over at least $100 to this account. And you can do more than that if you want, but that is the minimum $100. And those are the ways you can do it. When I set up my Platinum Savings account, I already had an external account set up with CIT Bank that I funded my CD with, but I didn't want to transfer from that account. So I added a new account to transfer that $100 over to get this account set up. And I pretty much just had to enter the bank account number and the routing number for that other account. And then CIT Bank is going to make a micro deposit into that account. So less than $1, amount into that account. And then once that shows up, I just have to verify that with CIT Bank, enter that amount that they deposited over there, because they didn't tell me that they're just going to deposit a certain amount, make sure I have access to that account. And then I enter that in the account of CIT Bank to verify that account, and then start, and then continue the process of being able to transfer funds to and from that new external account that I set up. So I did that before, have that going. So that's how you can do that. Or you can fund the account through mail-in check or wire. So that's step number two. And then step number three, you're done. They state that they'll send you a confirmation email. Process is really quick. I signed, like I said, when I signed up for my Platinum Savings account, I got an email hours later after that, saying, congratulations, something like that. Hey, welcome, everything like that. And so I still had the process of setting up the external account kind of going on, waiting to verify that and everything. But starting up the account, you pretty much start it up. But to really complete the startup of your account, you have to fund it with at least $100. And of course, with your information, typical of a financial institution, they want to keep your information secure, and security is one of their priorities. They have a fraud and security page you can go to learn more about their security measures, important steps, and prevention tips. So they have a whole section on that. You can go into that if you want more details on that. Let's go over some of the history and information about CIT Bank and some of the other accounts they offer. Now, CIT Bank is an online bank with customers across all 50 states, and they are a division of First Citizens Bank. And with First Citizens Bank, they are one of the largest banks in the United States based on total assets. Right now on this list that was updated back in December 31st, 2023, First Citizens Bank is showing that they're the 16th largest bank in the United States based on total assets, with its headquarters in Raleigh, North Carolina. CIT was founded in 1908 in St. Louis, Missouri. CIT stands for Commercial Investment Trust. After various ventures of acquisitions, being sold, and bankruptcy, CIT was acquired by First Citizens Bank in January 2022. And CIT headquarters is in New York, New York. Now, CIT Bank offers savings, CD accounts, certificate of deposits, and e-checking accounts. And you can see it here on their website, their savings account, the Platinum Savings account, which is what this video is about. They have a money market account, a Savings Connect account, and a Savings Builder account. They also have an e-checking account, which is their checking account, multiple types of CDs, certificate of deposits. They have term CDs, so a certain amount of time, whether it be a certain amount of years or months. They have a no penalty CD at 11 month. And they have a jumbo CDs and ramp up CDs. So you can go to their website, of course, and learn more about their products they're offering and the APYs. As you see, the Platinum Savings account at 5.05% is their highest yielding savings account. Oh, and then one of the accounts I want to tell you about is their Savings Connect account. Because if you wanted to bank with CIT Bank, but you didn't want to deposit or have at least $5,000 in that account, but you wanted to earn a high yield, the Savings Connect account is going to be a better fit for you than the Platinum Savings account. Because remember, for the Platinum Savings account, that 5.05%, you have to have at least $5,000 or more in the account to earn that. Now, for the Savings Connect account, it still has the $100 minimum opening deposit. But for the Savings Connect account, you're going to earn that 4.65% APY on your entire balance. And that doesn't matter how much you have in the account. That 4.65%, which is also variable, so it's subject to change, but it's not tied to any certain amount of tier where you have to have a certain amount in the account. And it is compounded daily and paid out monthly, like the Platinum Savings account. So a little bit lower yield, but it's not tied to a certain balance amount. So that's the account I wanted to tell you about. Like if you're not going to have at least $5,000 in your savings account, but you wanted a savings account with CIT Bank, you like that high yield of 4.65%, that account will be more what you're looking for. Now, a lot of the things I talked about with the Platinum Savings account also pertain to this account as well, like how interest is calculated, about the deposits and the withdrawals and the transfers and the fees and the limits. So a lot of that pretty much is pretty similar. I want to say almost all of that I said is pretty much the same, but since I didn't research and do the video on the Savings Connect, I'm not going to say that, but I know a lot of that pertains to this account as well. And they also have home loans and multiple resources on their website about the various accounts and services they offer. And CIT Bank offers various ownership types. They have personal, custodial, and accounts in the name of your established revocable trust. And they are an online bank, but they do have customer service at CIT Bank with their online and mobile banking. Of course, that is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you have access to your account, checking out your account features, doing different things with your account online or through the mobile app. And you can send them a secure email through your account that way. They have an automated telephone banking service where you can get balance info and things like that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's that number. And they also have personal customer service where you can actually get in contact with somebody about your account, a new account or an existing account. They have the phone number there. Their hours are going to be Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time, and then they're closed on Sunday. And then, of course, they have an email address that you could contact for general inquiries. They state for all other general inquiries not related to your CIT Bank account, you can email them. And now in this section, I want to go over some of the reviews that CIT Bank has on their mobile app in the Apple and Google Play app stores. So with the online bank, having a mobile app is definitely very important. That's how a lot of people are going to be accessing their account and doing different features and transactions on their account via the mobile app. So it's important to have a nice functioning user-friendly mobile app. And CIT Bank recently had an update a few months ago that definitely greatly improved their app. I was like, yes, now this app feels more better in general overall. Because before that update, I was just kind of like, oh gosh, this app. But now with the update, much better. As you see it right there, that is how it looks on the screen. Those are some screenshots on the iPhone and then the iPad right here. Mobile app, of course, is free on both of the app stores. Here are some of the things you can do right here on your account through the app, managing your account, balances and transfers, app services and features, various different things. Of course, it depends on your account you have as well with some of these things, but a lot of things you can do on the app. Here are some of the reviews right here. Overall, over 12,000 reviews, 4.6 stars out of 5 on the Apple App Store. So this review back in November 2023, opened their account, better, but still missing something. It's good to definitely check out some of the reviews, see what's going on here, see if there's any common, denominators, some common factors that are coming up in their reviews, whether it be good or bad. Having some app problems there, satisfied but unsure about security with this person right here. And so this person, love my account, hate the app. And that was actually a more recent account. So that was after the update right here. So they stand as glitches and things like that. Unbelievably bad. That was back, 2020. They've updated it since then. I must agree, months ago or a year ago and stuff like that. Yeah, those reviews I would kind of take with a grain of salt with the older reviews, because the updates they made to this app made it much, much better. Now let's go over to the Google Play App Store. For the Android users out here, here is the CIT Bank app on the Google Play App Store. Got screenshots of it right there. I like that when they show the interest credited. Definitely nice to see that every month. Information on the account and so on and so on. And of course, like the Apple App Store, information on the mobile app, what you can do on it. And their review section is pretty rough right here. Over 3,000 reviews and 2.8 stars out of 5. So that's a little bit concerning right there. Like I say, I use this account. I don't use it often. It's one of the accounts that I have with CIT Bank are accounts that just kind of sit there. I mean, I do some transactions here and there sometimes, but overall, the kind of accounts I have with CIT Bank, like the Platinum Savings and CD and things, are accounts that just sit there and gain interest. So I'm not using them often. I haven't had issues with any transfers or anything like that, me personally, but looks like some people have definitely had some issues with their app and with their company, maybe themselves. So definitely something to look at right there, because these reviews are, I would see it like as a new customer, it would be concerning if you see a mobile app with these kind of reviews. Of course, a lot of people in general, they're not going to leave a review unless something bad happens or there's something to complain about or something like that. But sometimes that's legitimate, especially when you're dealing with your money and financial institutions. People want to feel secure. They want to know like their money's there, because it's not like physically in their hands or in front of them. It's at this bank is numbers, on the screen kind of pretty much at that point. But you want to still feel secure and know like my money's there, it's not going away. I can get to it easily, I can access it, I can add to it or withdraw from it easily, different things like that. So here's definitely some reviews on here saying below average, thumbprint ID stopped working. Now I use the Face ID with my app right there. It doesn't have the thumb or fingerprint ID anymore. I did like that feature until Apple removed it from the newer phones, and my phone's like 3 years, 4 years old or something like that. So I don't even have the newest phone, but they removed it I think after the 8 Plus, which I like that phone, and I like the fingerprint ID. But my Face ID, I haven't had that many issues with CIT Bank. That I think one time I had to log back in or something like that, but they're saying they need to fix this app, and this was after the updates too. It seems like they're having some login issues, some glitching issues. Absolutely unusable. Yeah, these are several concerning reviews right here. So, and it's good that CIT Bank is responding to these, whether it be, thanks for the kind words or, hey, reach out to us at this number, things like that. So, yeah, and you have a good review like this, amazing job on the app revamp. So, things like that. Another good update, another good review right here, good review right here. So, there are some good reviews in here. Just going to start out rough, but yeah, new version of the app is a massive improvement. I definitely agree with that, like I was saying. And then a 1-star review in there. So yeah, definitely something to look into more. Just want to go over some of the reviews overall in the mobile app in this section of the video. So if you want to check out more of that, definitely check out the app on the App Store and read through those reviews if you'd like and see what the responses was, or check out the app. Maybe you want to put a smaller amount in there, kind of work it out, see how it is yourself if you're kind of concerned about it, test the waters, I guess you can say. All right, everybody, and that is it with my video on the CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have an awesome day. Take care.